Hey guys, Johnny Zombie here. Okay, it's the moment that most of you have probably been waiting for. Man, it's tough to see in this light in here. This thing really is jet black. Yeah, as you can see, the PS4 console, the sweet case itself. Um, yeah, so let's get into it. As you guys have probably been able to see in other vids and pics, this thing on the left top side of it, that is, and keep in mind throughout this video, the orientation I'm talking about. Like, I'll always have it like laid down flat like that. I'll never have it in a vertical orientation. So yeah, top left side, that black shiny bit, truly, I mean, it's a fingerprint magnet. Yeah, I barely touched it with just the back of my hand, trying to brush some dust and stuff from the inside of the box off of it, and I just saw streaks. um, so yeah, let's see what else. Oh yeah, I guess let's touch on, right off the bat, some of the issues that people have been commenting on the net about today. Um, the first being is, as you can tell by probably by looking at the bottom here, it doesn't have the typical little rubber feet at the four corners like you would expect to have on most electronics to keep it stable. They've gone with a really, yeah, I don't know what to say beyond interesting design choice here, with these little, there's three raised plastic uh, fins. Let's see. I don't know if you guys can see. Yeah, right there. Hang on, I'll put it against Mr. Annoying Orange there. As you can see, that's about how much it's raised. Still pretty low profile, but the point being, I've read that this thing's been wobbling for people, and causing them concern. I haven't laid it on a flat surface yet to see if it's that wobbly. I highly doubt it will be. Nothing, dangerous to any internal moving parts or anything like that. How could it be? Um, you know, Surely they wouldn't release it like that. But yeah, the placement of them is what kind of, another thing that kind of throws me off. You got one like center larger one here, and then you got two smaller ones here. I don't understand why. I mean, I don't mind the plastic setup instead of the rubber feet. It's just I'm kind of wondering, why they're not closer to the corners to keep it more stable. So yeah, that's kind of interesting. Let's see what else. Oh yeah, some other things that the people thought were kind of tricky about it. Bear with me here. That Some people think that the on and off button here and the eject button is too recessed. I can't say that I necessarily agree with that. They definitely are very flush though to the front of the panel. I don't know if you can see that. Very, very flush. I can run my finger just smooth over. Um, let's see if we can get a good angle going here. Hang on. Yeah, maybe right there. Yeah, as you can see, I mean, that just extremely, extremely flush. Um, so yeah, I don't know whether that'll be an issue or not. That they seem like they're not too terribly tough to press, but yeah. Then again, who knows? Actually, I don't know. I'm trying to press the eject right now, and it doesn't seem to be giving much. Um, wow. Okay. Yeah, maybe they are a bit too. Maybe they do need to stick out a bit more. Then again, maybe they're touch sensitive. I don't really know. I have to wait till firing it up. Other than that, let's see. I'm surprised there's no ventilation on the front. I figured there might be a little intake vent right there on the front. You couldn't really tell from most of the pictures I saw and the vids I saw, but yeah, it's just a smooth panel right there. Um, there are definitely better vids that have shown the innards and the whole layout of all of the insides of it. I'll try and post some links to some of those at the bottom and some articles and things like that relative to the innards at the bottom there in the description. Um, let's see. The main other things I wanted to talk about were the ventilation in the back here around the power supply. Um, seems pretty adequate considering that you also have these. I don't know if you guys can see. Let me try and get a flashlight here. Light up some of these darker bits. Um, let's see. Yeah, if you guys can see the slats there. Um, probably wider than the ones on the PS3, but also like wider side to side, but like not as deep. So yeah, I'm not sure as to whether or not they flow the same volume of air. Looks like you got a little bit of curvature right here. That's bound to be where the fan and the heat sink are, or the fan is. I think the heat sink is a bit further away from it. But yeah, so you got that. It's toward the bottom edge there too, instead of all around the bottom on the PS3. So yeah, that's kind of interesting, right through the center of it there. I guess they needed to place it that way because you didn't have the rubber feet on the bottom to erase it as much. I'm curious as to whether it's like that on the other side or not. I'll check. Um, yeah, looks like it. Let's see. Yep, pretty much. Kind of reflective there. It's a bit tough to see. There we go. Um, yeah, so it runs the full length of both edges of the system there. Um, from what I've seen from the vids and stuff I was talking about, um, as far as the power supply goes, it looks like it's a pass-through design, meaning that the single 85 millimeter internal fan will it looks like be pushing air through and away the from the heat sink. I'm trying to see if I can see it there. Yeah, through and away from the heat sink, and it'll pass through the power supply itself and come out the back here all together. Um, not sure whether or not that's an excellent design choice. Yeah, I would think that it might be, with the compact size of this case, that it might be more ideal to have these individual components compartmentalized and kind of more separated from one another, and maybe have an additional fan or two in those isolated sections. But hey, I'm not an engineer, so I'm sure these guys know their shit, so to speak. So yeah, but from what I've read thus far, no like major overheating issues or anything like that. Even after reading about people um, using it for several hours today. So that's definitely great news. Great news. Wouldn't really worry about the cooling. And another thing to quickly touch on the fan and the heat sink. The heat sink looks massive for the size of the case. It has two bronze heat pipes, which is excellent. I know it's not as nearly as many as you'd get on a in a PC, but again, you got to keep in mind the size of this case. Just it's definitely impressive in that regard. The fan is a really cool looking, unique sort of design. I'll post links again at the bottom. You guys can check that out. Um, let's see what else. Yeah, one other quick thing I wanted to touch on. I suppose this will be the last thing. The issue that people have been reporting about, the some of the metal connection bits, little tabs and pins inside this HDMI out, uh, being bent to the point to where it's causing connection problems as far as getting an HDMI cable to fully seat in there. Um, it doesn't appear to be a widespread thing thus far, and is easily fixable, even on your own, as far as like bending, a tab back down or whatever. But luckily, that doesn't look like that's going to be the case with this one. This looks like a clean, appropriately sized HDMI uh, output. So yeah, should connect and work just fine. Okay, guys. Yeah, I think that just about wraps it up. So yeah, let's see. As I was saying before, I'm going to be posting a vid in maybe a month or so after really heavy use. Nice shiny PlayStation logo there. I'm distracted by it. But yeah, I'm going to be posting an update after maybe a month or so of heavy use, to see whether or not it's holding up well in general. And I'm curious as to what the operating temps are going to be like. I'll just lay my hand to it, like in certain spots, mainly all over the top of it, and kind of feel down the back of it to just see what it feels like to the touch, and might even compare it to will most likely compare it to my Slim, that is the second generation PS3 that I've got, um, right down there. Yeah, so they'll be side by side, so it should be easy to turn both of them on and see how they feel. But yeah, I think it's going to be all good, all gravy. So yeah, I think that pretty much covers it. If you dig the vids, like and subscribe, and I'll be back with more in roughly a month or so. Okay, thanks, guys.